Hello, everybody. I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 13th of October 2023, Friday the 13th. Oh, spooky day! Spooky day. Okay, so there was a topic on social media, right? And I was a part of I didn't really was. I just add to the argument. And there's this guy on social media. He's like my little internet buddy, my little social media friend. And I like to go up against him. I like to go against the grain when he raise any topic because I just think that you don't want people to be agreeing with everything that you're saying for the heck of it. You also don't want people to be disagreeing with you for the heck of it. But you know me, the trolling me can't help a situation. So every now and then I'll go on his page and I'll provoke him. But it's all in good fun and I just like it. He seems unbothered though. He seems to be the type of person who is unbothered by my behavior. Okay, so, please excuse my crazy hairstyle. I'm onto something. I'm getting to somewhere. I'm trying to get from point A to point B. So I'm changing up a little bit. Anyways, the discussion that he was having or was giving an advice to females out there saying that ladies, you can't be with a guy, or you can't be in a relationship with a guy who has never introduced you to his family. And even if his mother isn't alive, and let's say she is passed on or father has passed on, there must be sisters that he have or brothers and other relatives who he must can introduce you to, and who can give information or account for him and vouch for him being a wholesome partner. And so you really can't be with someone who has never come out and introduce you to his family. And if he's speaking and it's only I, then he's only talking about himself. Don't question him, just listen to what he says, and he will give away himself, because he say men are not good liars. Men lie a lot, but they are also not good liars. And so it's very important for you to see and spot out his behavior pattern and the things that he says and understand. But I share a disagreement with him. And I was saying that you can't judge every scenario to say. And then another part of the argument that he put forward was that if he has a problem with his family members, he will have problems with you. He didn't say, but it was in his comment that if he has problem with his family, he will have problems with you. And I said to him, excuse the noise. Like I said, truck pass here from time to time and it may interrupt my audio. So guys, I do apologize, okay? Now, I was saying to him that you can't broad brush every scenario and you can't look at every situation as is. There are times when family members are very problematic, family members are unwholesome, everybody do not have the same upbringing. And because of such, when you're in a relationship, at times you don't want the person to know your family members and stuff like that. And he was in disagreeing. He was saying that if you can't introduce the person to your family, the person shouldn't be in a relationship with you, because you have to know his family, because he can say that his family is problematic, but you don't know, and it's best for you to find out and know what you're getting yourself into. I can understand. I wasn't able, because of the limited amount of words that can be typed on that platform, I wasn't able to give full information or explain myself. And it was extremely limited, and I didn't want to prolong it, because at the end of the day it's on his page, and he seems to want to run with a narrative rather than a narrative of the guy having a problem, why he can't, and he doesn't want you to be introduced to his family, which wasn't the issue that I had at hand. I was saying that you can't see my argument with him, or my problem that I have with his statement was, if he has problem with his family, will have problem with you. That's a part that I was picking from his argument, but he seemed to wanted to stick to the narrative that he is a problem if you don't want to introduce you to his family. and such. And I said, okay, if that's a narrative that you want to run with, or that's a snippet that you want to take out of what I said and run with it, then, it's your page. I can't force you to, but you're misconstruing my argument. And I'm basically saying, if a guy has a problem with his family, it doesn't necessarily mean that he will have problems with you. Because, like I said, a lot of times people upbringing were very poor, and a lot of time people go through trauma and they want to disassociate themselves from it in its entirety. And because of such, they will deviate, they will avoid areas that are problematic. And oftentimes, family members, including the very person who gave birth to them, can be a problem for them or can be very problematic, and they want to protect their relationship. They want to keep something wholesome going, or they want to start a new chapter that would better themselves or be a better version of themselves, and it includes their relationship. And because of such, they don't think that it's okay for them to introduce a female to his family. And it goes for women also, it not just for men. And I say that to say this: there are times also when people there are times also when people go through a lot of things growing up: abuse, molestation, a lot of things that are unwholesome, and they just simply want to close that chapter in their life. Perhaps a lot of them have been through counseling and they were advised, otherwise, other steps to take that will make them a wholesome person or a better person, and they are making that effort. So I say to him that everything is not black and white. Certain things are gray areas. And like I said, it doesn't mean that because he has issue with his family, he will automatically have a problem with you, or you and him won't get along. No, it's very judgmental to make a statement like that. And you can't assume everybody's situation. And that's what I'm trying to get with the society that I grew up in Jamaica. People tend to be very judgmental, and people tend to think that everybody or black people are monolithic, means that everybody think and function the same, and it's not like that. It's simply not the case. There are people who have had very terrible upbringing. There are people who have had very sad situation, traumatic events that took place, the loss of certain family members, sickness, whatever the case may be, and they just want to deviate from it. Yes, you can go about it and speak. Yeah, you remember, not everybody who is blood is also a kinfolk. Not everybody who is blood means they're family. There are people who were raised in a household together, and they have nothing in common. They have nothing in common. Sometimes a complete stranger is more of a family to you. So you don't know the dynamic that a person is going through. If they can introduce you to a woman and say, this is like a sister to me that I've known, or a brother to me that I've known for 25 years, 30 years, he knows me since I'm a child. What if that person start giving you information about him and say that this is, he has been through so much as a child, and the reason he doesn't speak to his mother is because of this. So many persons, even a very pastor, a member, outstanding member of society, can also vouch for him to say that this is what he went through, this is who he was, I've known him for so long, and he's just trying to not be a part of something. It's up to a female if she wants to respect that or she wants to move on. It's up to a guy if he wants to respect that or move on. Sometimes certain scenarios or certain relations are just not for you. Certain relationship, because if that person doesn't have that understanding or not seeking to have such understanding, patience, and respect for certain scenario, then that's just it. You just have to leave them alone. You can't broad brush every situation though and say that if he doesn't introduce you to his family, or if he has problems with his family, he will have problems with you. That is not the case. There are people out there who are striving to be a better them, and for you to get up and judge people like that, I'm sure you have been on this earth long enough. I would, my point that I was trying to make, you have been on the earth long enough, and you know what it is like to be judged and to be ostracized. I'm sure you wouldn't want someone to see you and judge your scenario off the bat. I even asked him, are you trying to say that a person who has issues with their family should not be in a relationship? Or is that what you're trying to say? I know that there's some people who need help who shouldn't be in a relationship, but to get up and, like I said, judge every scenario and say that, okay, that person shouldn't be in a that person will automatically have a problem with you, I think it's very unfair. I think it's very unfair. We have come so far, we have advanced, and with intelligence, there has to be some sort of understanding that not everything is black and white. There are gray areas in between that people have to understand. Like I said, even if it's not a blood family related, there are people who you can know for many years, people who have known you since you were a child, who can speak on your behalf. How many cases have we seen where men kill their wives, men take out their wives, and the guy is known to her family? She's known to his family. Are the family going to come and say that, no, you're dealing with a deranged maniac? Or no, they're not going to say that. Or maybe their family themselves didn't even know. You understand me? So clearly, you can't sit and judge a situation and think that everything is black and white. Once I'm not introduced to his family, okay, right off X, you understand me? There's so many persons out there who the guy might know he has met throughout his lifetime. It doesn't have to be his mother, it doesn't have to be his father, it doesn't have to be a sister or brother. It can be someone who he has known. Your family member won't know. Not every, like I said, not every family is close in it. Some families are complete strangers, and that's a reality. That's a reality. So if the person that you're with that don't understand that or won't accept a friend or an ally or an outstanding member of society vouching for you, then you simply don't need to be. If the mother and the father are the only two, or a brother or sister, if a bloodline is the only person who you believe can vouch for that individual, if a bloodline is the only person you believe can vouch for that individual for you to make a decision, then you really don't need to be in a relationship with the person, because clearly you are only looking at it to say your mind is myopic. Basically, you're looking at things one-sided. You're only looking at things to say, once it's a family, it means that it's truth. You understand me? Once it's a family, it means that whatever they say is solid. That's not the case. That is not a reality. Families lie also, remember, for good reasons, for bad reasons, whatever the case may be. Dishonesty is dishonesty. And that's all I was trying to say. Not everybody who you encounter with, or who not everybody who you encounter with who have issues with their family and decide that they don't want to introduce it to their family, means that okay, they are a bad person and they will automatically not get along with you because they don't get along with their family member. In 2023, that's not a mentality that one wants to think. You have to think deep and have to be a critical thinker. Not that, not because you're out here and you're an older person and you're giving advice based on your age, and we respect that because I like you. I said it before. You're my crush. I like you being that you're an older person and stuff like that. I spoke about it, my little internet crush. You understand? But I'm gonna disagree with you, and that's the beauty of life. You understand me? I think deep. You understand? I think deep and I think rational and I think very critical about situations. And I know that everybody's scenario is not the same. There are people out there who are striving to be a better version of themselves, who are trying to not associate it with ills of their past. And if it means at times that they have to erase it completely to move on and to be happy and to find inner peace, that's just something that their partner will have to respect. If the partner simply don't respect it and they have to meet a bloodline or they have to meet an immediate family member in order to have some sort of knowledge or belief factor in who you are, then you best be, that person themselves is a problem for you. And I even said it, that a lot of times the women who come into the guy life can be a problem for them also. It doesn't necessarily mean that his family is the only issue. The woman that is coming into his life, because there are people who are very judgmental. There are people who you confide in, or you can confide in your partner and they take things. Women have a tendency to throw things back in men's face. I know about it. You can confide in your partner. Men do it at times also. I spoke about my ex. I spoke about the master manipulator. He threw things back in my face that I confided in him about, that I spoke to him about. He threw it back in my face. And I look at it and, there were times when I said, you have told me so many things that I could go to law enforcement with. I could, you have said so many things. At no point in time, we have had so many disagreements, and I've never once echoed it. I've never repeated it. You understand? Because I have that respect for you. I have that trust, and I try to build that sort of bond between us. And I confided in you about a lot of personal things, and you threw it right back in my face. So oftentimes, the person with the family issue might not be the problem. It can be also the partner. So that's why I say, if you're with someone and they have to meet a kinfolk in order for you, a skinfolk, I should say, in order for you to have some sort of belief in them and what they're saying, you really don't need to be in a relationship with that person, because it's simply not worth it. If you're seeking for inner peace, that's what you're seeking. And there are people that you're going to meet on your journey. And sometimes you're going to get engaged to that, you're going to be engaged with them, you're going to be in relation with them, and it simply won't work out. And you just continue your journey. Continue your journey. Continue. We don't know where it takes us. We don't know where we're going. We don't know where it takes us, but we just know that we can't be in the same situation that we were in, and we're seeking for inner peace. And that's it. You understand me? I don't mean to come at him. I don't mean to judge him or attack him or anything like that. That was not my intention. But, the glass isn't always half empty. It doesn't always mean it's a red flag. A red flag doesn't always mean it's a red flag of danger and you should run away. You understand me? Sometimes it can be a sign that the person needs some assistance and you can help them along their journey. You understand? It doesn't mean everybody should be written off automatically. You understand? So that's just all I was trying to say, and I was trying to get to through to him, but it's because his page, and I guess he wanted to make it a particular narrative, and he didn't realize what he had commented or what I was getting at. So he just ran with it. And I just let him have that moment. You understand me? No qualms, no beef, nothing at all. So that's all I wanted to say on that topic. And thank you so much. I hope that you guys are doing well. Don't take Friday the 13th as something bad, okay? It can be something good. It works out for people, many people in good ways. Hopefully, it work out for me in a good way. So I thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your ears. Thank you to the few persons who watch my channel, who subscribe to it, who like my videos, people who engage. Thank you so much, guys. You mean a lot to me, and you're helping me to grow my channel, and I do appreciate it. I know negative is going to sell more than positive. So if I was talking about things that are ills, things that are nasty, things in a degrading and low way, I know I would have gotten a lot more subscribers, a lot more attention, a lot more visual, a lot more engagement on my channel. But because it's about something wholesome and something meaningful, then less and less people are going to come on board. And I can understand that. I can totally understand that. That's life. I have no beef with it. But for the few persons who do, thank you so much. I love you all. God bless you. Have a beautiful Friday. And I'll see you next time on my channel. Okay? Bye bye.